And now, another Hotch Potch feature film.
Um,
Okay. And yep, thanks, Abraham. That was, yeah, really that story, like all the stories are well with reading, but definitely that's one. It's really great getting to know new writers' work, and we really appreciate you making the time to be here with us. We're going to pause now for a couple of questions for the group, just for kicks. So, Gail, questions.
so this is sort of similar to the juicy tidbit. I wonder if, and this is for any of the contributors, perhaps except Marco and myself, but I'm wondering if you could share three aspects of your identity, other than artist or writer. So like if I might say mother, Jew, and teacher, if I were gonna share, which I won't. Does somebody want to go? I can just leave it open. You can unmute yourselves.
And the silence was deafening.
Anyone?
Oh,
Aaron, do you want to
okay.
go? Or Heather,
I'll
go
I'll
ahead. Go
I'll
ahead, Heather.
go. So I will say mommy, trombone player, and yoga lover.
And actually, maybe the person that goes can just tag someone else. So you can just tag.
Oh, well, that's easy. I get to tag Aaron because he's already pre-tagged.
Pre-tagged. Um, well, one is not everybody knows this about me. I'm the best boyfriend ever. Um, Two is I'm not a native Vermonter, but I am a Vermonter by temperament. I love living in Vermont, and I love the winter. And what else? I guess something else that's important to me is I'm a terrible but passionate musician. And let's see, we're I'm tagging somebody. Is that correct? All right, I'm gonna go with Sophia because it's good to see her and I haven't heard her talk in a while.
I would say wife, new wife, um, editor, and foodie.
Foodie, good one.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Oh goodness. Becky.
Thanks. Mom, gardener, and mountain wanderer.
Powerful combination.
um, Ibrahim.
Okay. Father, that's basic. Okay. Yeah, father, husband, those are basic, sorry. And movie lover. Who do I tag now?
I think there's
Sorry,
Harrison,
just going through the list.
James,
Yeah, Harrison.
or Felicia.
I tag Harrison. I think he has very interesting takes. I'd like to hear another one.
Got to unmute yourself, Harrison.
There we go. Yeah, maybe a Martian, and a guy with two legs, and I'm not a drug addict. On the bright side, could be worse. Could be in a hearse. Could be better. A real go-getter.
Oh man.
There's James or Felicia that are left, I think. James, you want to go?
Yeah. Geez, I don't even. Let's see. Grandfather.
Yes.
And father. I guess can't have one without the other. A frustrated musician.
Fantastic. Felicia?
Hi. Ex-hippie, but also current hippie, grandmother, and former Motown person I grew up with.
Wow, those are great. Wonderful getting to know people a little bit.
Well, how
Time
about
for
you?
another
You and
time for another
Marco?
reading? No, we're no, we're boring. I'm boring. Gail's not boring.
Very boring. Yeah, we're
But
going to
how?
hear from Harrison Kim next. He's
Yes.
going to read an excerpt from his story, The Toxic Ones.
All right. Yeah, thanks for allowing me the opportunity to read here. Appreciate it. This is a bit of an Old Testament kind of tale. So it involves well, I'll just read it. Tomorrow at dawn, the two elders plan an escape from the compound. It won't be easy. Behind the prison's ozone barricade lies a radioactive forest of dead trees, giving off 3 to 15 sieverts of cesium-131, which will kill all life within a day. A tunnel underneath, muses Eddie. That's the way out. Mel's cigarette smoke rises. His cough is much worse, Eddie thinks. We need to leave while we're still capable. Eddie walks towards the gigantic TV screens, the only high-tech items in the compound. They show videos of the outside society. Their purpose is to persuade inmates to reflect on the mistakes they made. Shots of smokestacks, polluted rivers, extinct animals, and discarded plastic intersects with scenes of green jungles and pristine waterfalls, images of the world that was. Eddie stares at the screen. Then he observes the other residents lying on the cement floor, gazing up at the video, saturating themselves with the stories of their sins. Toxic materials come in daily on the train along with new prisoners. All the living and the dead debris that exists in the world is swept up and carried to this place. Across the compound, ancient folks with bloodshot eyes play with tiny balls of mercury, roll the shiny silvers from hand to hand. Others hammer asbestos shingles and breathe in the dust. They burn off their limited physical energies until they drop dead or become injured or disabled, then join the nodders who line up against the facility support beams, breathing in the tainted air. Behind the nodders, the mad ones push shopping carts full of makeup and polyester materials, piling up debris, then picking everything up and carting it away again. It's a never-ending round of hoarding and dumping. There's no recycling, only recircling, Eddie thinks. The words of his daughter, the judge, run through his head. After she pronounced his life sentence, Amika summoned him to her private chambers, made him stand at the end of a long table while she sat in a tall chair on the other side. I'm giving you this information because you are my father, she spoke. There is a tunnel. She paused. It's the only way out, if you acknowledge your guilt. Eddie tried to look into his daughter's tiny, piercing eyes, but she turned away and kept talking in a low monotone. The key to the tunnel door opens only to the consciously remorseful. Those truly sorry can reach out their hand and touch a light circle, which shimmers from a dawn sun ring, filtering through a gash in the ceiling of the dead reactor core. You'll know the place when you see it. As the light hits your outstretched hand and causes a shadow, the door under the floor tiles will open. The tunnel is behind that opening. Amika folded her arms and stared down at Eddie from her judge's chair. You have to feel remorse to escape through that tunnel, Father. It won't open otherwise. It sounds like magic, Eddie answered. I don't believe in magic. All right, there it is.
That's great. Thank you so much, Harrison. It's so fun to hear everybody read because you guys are all great readers, so it's such a treat. I know, I'm familiar with the stories now, but to hear your expression is it's really fantastic. Um,
It's way better to hear them. That's so cool. Yeah, we really appreciate Harrison being here today, like everybody else, and